Is that both there? Just type utilities on the Unreal Engine. Certain type of common glue we have dehydrates them, and then you can safely peel it all off. Huh. That is way too clever for anything that anyone who went to my school would have thought of, including me. Okay. Oh, Jesus, that saved in the exact position I left off. That's impressive. Oh, farmer's trick. What the hell is farmers doing with spirit glue? Oh, I suppose that farmers usually have horses, so, you know, they've got an abundance of the stuff. That was awful, and I don't apologise. Could be used to show those cuts as well. That does make more sense to me, because, you know, the military applications are super glue. I like the fact that I've still got only 3 hunger. Here. Because this is the only place that I can think of that I didn't search 2 or 3 times around. Just glue your arm back on. Yeah, that's exactly how it works. If you don't believe me, go to med school. I'm not paying for you to go to med school, just go.
Walk around for a bit.
Yeah, absorb the atmosphere. Find an autopsy room, poke a brain. That's how you get well at gambling, poke a brain. Right. It wouldn't just be out anywhere. A lot of use of that when messing about with my cat and learning how to whittle. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. What? Use key. I had a key? You're fucking shitting me. Go here, fucking Twinkie Kipper. Yeet! The fuck? Why is that there? Why? Why is that there? Yes, and the people have all said that he came in and took his last remaining car. Absorb the atmosphere. Got it, boss. Summon Spaceball 1. Jesus. Give me some warning before you try to summon my balls away with virus. Now tissues and duct electrical tape. See, that makes more sense to me, because duct tape fixes everything. Because, yes. Confidential files, Hilda McAndrews, 081-2019. Dear Madam, although she is not directly involved in the world of finance, Hilda McAndrews has a keen instinct for leveraging her assets. She knows exactly what she wants and how to get it. Excuse me. Which makes our interactions quite simple. Her business as an art dealer is fairly conventional, though the scope of her dealings is vaster than with any of my other clients. Ms. McAndrews has made it very clear that she wishes to differentiate her personal acquisitions, which she keeps in her private collection, from the pieces she acquires for investment purposes. On this matter, I admit I am impressed by her knowledge of the field. She very rarely makes transactions at a loss, and when she does, the loss is immediately compensated by a true master stroke. She leaves nothing to chance, which is reassuring for an asset manager, especially when dealing with such large amounts. The rest of her day-to-day transactions reflect the usual lifestyle of a person of her rank within your prestigious organisation. There isn't much to report in that regard. Miss Andrews likes nice things and is reflected in her expenditures. With regards to the Rosemont Society, her foundation, Miss McAndrews prefers to be in charge of every single transaction. There is no question of my putting trusted managers in charge of it. The only leeway I am given is with regard to the purely financial side of it, which she does not concern herself with. Foundation's activities are entirely focused on art, grants to schools throughout the world, holding conferences and exhibitions in major cultural centres, donations to charitable organisations, residences, competitions. Although this is not well known to the public, the Roseman Society is a major player in the art world. This naturally requires significant financial power, which is why the Foundation is courting the world's greatest fortunes and companies who seek recognition or just want to burnish their image. There are also some quid pro quos in exchange, of course, such as works of art by up-and-coming artists donated for free, or invitations to charity galas that give good press. Recently, even Mr. Beryl Underwood was approached by Mr. McAndrews to stimulate financial contributions to the Foundation. They seem to have set up an organisation that deals in art trafficking, having closed all the documents needed to confirm the activities. It does not fix broken bike chains, just like asked my brother. Why would you use glue to repair that?
Hilda's planned for everything, even her eventual end.
There's one particular issue that requires your attention. Vince McAndrews has asked me to draw up a sort of will for her. I was surprised by her request in and of itself. I am not a lawyer, and I have no experience in drafting this sort of document, and given your longevity, I was under the impression that inheritance was not a concern that preoccupied you. However, this was not the question I wanted to draw your attention to. Rather, I wanted you to be aware of the identity of the beneficiary of most of Mr. McAndrews' property. Her belongings are to be bequeathed to a certain M.M. Lewis. Oh! Whom I do not have the pleasure of having met, but who it would appear is relatively little involved in your court. It seems to me that there is a risk of having so many assets removed from your circle of influence if McAndrews were passed away. I recommend the utmost vigilance on this matter. Your returned servant, J. Moore. Well, she was prepared. She was the only one of these lot to actually be prepared in that situation. Suspicion castist. Oh, duct tape. Okay, I can see the reason why you might think that, but also why. Well, that's all the reports about the Primogen found, and suspicious item removed. He just took a knee, okay. You know what? I'm going to take this off. We're going to put this on. There we go. Screenshot of the scene of the crime. The crime is what the fuck? Right, now I can head back to that panic room. Wherever the fuck it was. Oh, it's in the bedroom. It's in the bedroom. Oh. Gang, that is definitely not how mirrors work. That is definitely not how mirrors work. What the fuck? Here they are. He's not the Sombra. He's not using Obfuscate. Chain broken, he was 10 kilometers away from home with a roll of tape in his backpack. Okay, yeah. Needs must. Oh, then where the fuck is this? Hang on. This is not a safe room, but I'm pretty sure I have safe rooms. I'm going to find someone to nom. And it's pretty cell phone 90s as well, so... makes sense. Pretty sure I can't nom either of you. I need a nommable. Are you a nommable? You're a nommable, aren't you? Just let me sashay my way across to you. You are nommable. Yes.
Did you find anything? Nothing, Lieutenant.
Meet me there.
Of course.
No, 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 no.
Someone just... Oh, talent grain, controlled hunt. +1 additional hunger and limited on controlled hunt. Yes. What master uses psychology crew against fitness. Not the most well-aged of vintages, that. No. Poor Caleb. You're not the. You're getting some cardio post nomming. The fuck is this?
I told you! All the just starts running!
He's literally doing like power jogging throughout the house. What the fuck? Right, I don't need to do that then because it's already open. Yeah. Wait, what? What? Oh, no, it's there. Ah! Damn it. Enter. And he's doing it again. Or to be fair, he's still doing it. The darkened shitter.
Jason, so that's where you were hiding.
Trait gains detective. He had demonstrated great intelligence in finding Jason Moore alive in his hidden room. His understanding of the surroundings will help him improve his power of deduction. Minus 15 to the next experience point cost for deduction. Ooh. Nice. Is there anything I can find before? Oh, now he stopped jogging. And just T-poses instead. Is there anything at all?
Huh?
He bounced.
What the...
Good evening, Jason.
Mr. Bazzori.
Thank you for the hydration reminder, DJ.
Maybe think about letting us know the next time you build a private bunker.
It's just that...
She sent me to find you.
No.
Thank you, Callie, well. For another hydration reminder.
She found out about everything, didn't she?
I don't understand anything you just said, but get up. We're going.
I can't. I absolutely have to catch a plane tonight.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I'm begging you. Please, just let me go.
You ain't gonna focus.
Okay, you've got 3 minutes to explain why you've got to go.
I have to save my daughter.
What do you mean?
I know I'm screwed. But I have to save June. My God. Lydia. Please forgive me.
No, Lydia, do you want to forgive him?
I saw the picture of your wife.
Those bastards slaughtered her. Because of me. They told me to get the files on all of your organization's accounts. I didn't mean to betray you. I've done nothing. A few days later, I got that picture.
Who contacted you?
She had nothing to do with this.
Jason, stay with me. Who asked you for access to the accounts of all the domain's members?
I don't know. At first, I thought it was you. I mean, one of you. It could be the Hartford Chantry. Or the Anarchs.
Very odd to have Deep Rock Shanty playing in the background. You know, it's just, yeah.
Where's June?
They've got her too. My little June. They kidnapped her 3 days ago.
But we must have had some of our guys keeping tabs on her. And nobody reported a kidnapping that I know of.
The principal took her to the front gate in the middle of the afternoon. And doesn't have a clue as to why she did it. That's one of your tricks. I've seen you do it before.
Except that I doubt it was one of us.
Josie, hello and welcome. Thank you for your contribution to the Wild Game Stream Challenge.
Do you know what they were planning to do with our files?
Not at all. But they insisted on the banking files. For all your accounts.
Why?
I've got no idea. I'm trying to figure out who would be interested. I know a lot of secrets. They asked me to wire money. I didn't want to, Mr. Bazori. I swear, I didn't want to. But they've got June.
Where are you flying to?
Hong Kong.
Before we go, what the hell is
But the
this
guy has a great
Minnesota
pounce.
place?
It does.
It's not my fault. I tried to cover up my departure. My bodyguards wanted to take me to the prince right after the shooting at the party. But I couldn't.
Your flight?
Yeah. I wanted to buy me some time. I pretended I had to get some files that were
Very
at my
tired.
house for the prince.
I understand that.
Once I got here,
Get some rest as soon as you can.
I sent James to my office with my car. Supposedly to pick up some more files there. I killed Wu by taking him by surprise. I cut off his head and threw it down the garbage chute. I put my college class ring on him and gave him my wallet. I'm sorry, Mr. Bazori.
You're going to get to bed shortly.
I had no choice.
Sounds like a good plan.
You don't do things halfway, do you?
Really wish I had the XP to have bought some deduction. Let's go.
We've wasted enough time here. Get up.
I'm not going to be able to go with you, Mr. Bazori. I've lost too much blood. I'm having a hard time staying conscious.
I must take you back to the prince, and that's exactly what I'm going to do.
I'm begging you. I've always refused. I want to stay free.
I'm not really giving you a choice. Drink. That's enough.
June will die if you don't let me go.
Stay behind me.
Red, hello and welcome. That is a lot of blood. So I come in, we're playing Vampire. Vampire, it's better written. Exfiltrates Jason Moore.
Stay behind me.
Deceive him.
Oh, Agent Smith. Wait. Is that Jason Moore? You found him? Oh, we gotta get
It's
to...
fine, officer. I'll take care of him.
Oh,
Okay.
Jesus. Dominator still gives me the willies.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Erase her memory.
You've never seen us.
Oh.
I'm coming. I'm coming.
Hey, Trez.
Stay close.
Hey, stop! Don't move! Put your hands behind your head, damn it! On the ground! I'm gonna shoot!
That's enough, officer.
My head.
I'm fine.
Don't
Wait,
you move
hands on your head.
Hands behind your head! I
see
swear
those
to
hands?
God,
Let
don't
me
you
see
move!
those
I'm
hands.
just
You
saying,
go
right
bastard.
there you are. Don't you move!
Jesus Christ, I'm not going to
On your
take
knees!
this.
On your
I'm
knees!
going to make a shoot.
Don't be
all dead.
Everyone calm the fuck down. Everyone
right.
stay calm.
All right, we're good.
On your knees,
okay?
put your weapon on the ground.
Look,
Do what he
Jason, get
says.
in the elevator.
It's all right. Do what he says. Put it down.
This Dr. Reed is way scarier than the last one. Because this guy's a Ventru.
We made it.
Here we go.
Straight gains make no waves.
We made it. We made it.
Stop! I'm sorry.
Of course you did. Oh, the ghoul.
Needs to come with me, Mr. Bazori. We work for the same person.
Nah.
Stay out of this.
I don't have a choice, sir. I have my orders.
What the fuck?
I'm sorry. I have my orders.
Oh, you are so gonna die.
You know
You're
what
coming to the
would have
prince.
happened if I had disobeyed.
This one doesn't even say it has a taste of blood every 10 seconds. He does not.
Get up.
Okay. Now completely blanked on the clan names.
I'm getting up. I'm getting up.
So Ventru are the controllers and the leaders. That's what Caleb is here. Got a bit of a crusty ear cape. You alright? No, I'm saying he's got his left ear is a bit crusty on the outside. 15% success in rhetoric tie. Success. You brought back all the reports that the prince asked for. You took the caretaker's statement. You found a ghoul in the police force. You won the confrontation with Donald Lahane. You won the confrontation with Wyatt Alvarez. You found the safe hidden in Jason Moore's office. You unlocked Jason Moore's phone. You found Jason Moore. You found all suspicious items that threatened the Masquerade. Resonance bonus presence. There were no alternatives. Failure. Jason Moore is dead. The only thing I could have done better than that is when I was talking to the ghoul, initially, I could have dominated her to leave. You're taking it to the prince, maybe a worse fate for her. Oh, yes. Yes. On the outside. On the outside. Right there under my thumb. Good night, Josie. Thanks for coming in as long as you did, and see you later. Have yourself a good sleep. What's the name of the brutes, not the Nosferatu? Bruja.
It's the brouhaha. That's a cat fight. That's a scuffle with his brother.
Yeah. I thought it might be. I was just making sure everything was okay. Continue. After reporting the situation, MM, Leisha, and Caleb offer the prince their services once again. Leg gel. It's gel that you put on your legs. What says on the timeline? Leg gel. You know, like long man.
You're a long man.
I am no man. I feel like it would be remiss if I did not take advantage of my Wait, what? I say a 5 XP reduction. 8? Oh no, it is a 15 XP reduction, but the first point was 10, so that came for free, and the second point would be reduced by 5. I see. Should have been easy to remember. If you're not dealing with this on a consistent basis, then you wouldn't have no need to. That's a lot of XP. And he's got no disciplines. Well, he does have disciplines, he just doesn't use them. Ah, okay, I see. Fortitude. Since when was fortitude a mental discipline? What the fuck?
Mentally.
Presence. +1 to presence wouldn't be too bad, actually. Upgrade. Let's get some more dominate, because dominate is tasty. So what's dominates 3 and 4? Dominate generates 1 less hunger. Next skill automatically succeed without using willpower. Generates 4 hunger. Is quite a lot of XP though. Oh, actually, I could do it. 60 plus 90. Rhetoric 3 and Dominate 3. There we are. No XP left. Oh, Neonate. Increases discipline or skills level 3. Healthy mind, healthy body. Forgiving values of healthy in regards to vampires.
So the prince wasn't too disappointed?
She didn't express her gratitude, at any rate.
With you, she must not be used to failure. The others were pretty surprised, in fact.
Were they?
Some of them think you're not as motivated as you used to be. They think you're tired. They're wrong, aren't they?
I'm not done yet. This body has many long years ahead of it.
Then you'll have to prove to them. Those who are disappointed today will be your enemies tomorrow.
I'm sorry, I got out without causing a police
You didn't
incident.
tell me what was in those files you gave the prince.
I don't see how that's any of your business.
To make up your own mind about something, the best way is to go to the source. And apparently, Jason Moore is well informed.
I see. You'll have to be patient, Fang.
Do you think that this setback will be an issue for our plans to...
A favor from the prince wouldn't have hurt. But it's not the be-all, end-all in determining your fate.
He's not going to embrace
How
her.
do you feel about it?
Honestly, I just want to get it over with. Like when you're going into finals.
Even if there's no going back?
It's a little late for that, isn't it?
It is.
Your child, Beryl Underwood, did he have any second thoughts?
I don't want to discuss it.
He's your only child, so I wondered how it went.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm having second thoughts because he's a
Do you
dickwad.
like me?
See, on the one hand, yes, I want to answer with some honesty, but on the other hand, that's not very true. This lady isn't a vampire yet, but wants to be. Yeah. She's like... I don't know if she's a ghoul or not. She possibly is, but she's in service to this guy. And in his description of her, he says, you know, that he enjoys feeding off of her and that her blood is especially sweet. It's like, well, he's not going to let her get embraced then. Because he's not giving up a source of good blood. Why?
Fang, are you sure that's all this is about?
Yes. Obviously.
That's a lot. I can't even... Okay, that's kind of cool. For bringing up discipline powers, his eyes go white for discipline use. Cool. I would love to see their reaction to old Lord Kane showing up for another family reunion. Death. I mean, then again, though, Kane is actually in Vampire Masquerade Bloodlines. Like, yo, canonically. There's only 25% success, and there's no point in using all that then.
Fang, we can't trust Beryl. I want you to stay away from him, for your own good. Do you understand?
Yes. Loud and clear. I'll be careful.
Don't dwell on it anymore. He's not worth wasting your energy. Now, if you'll excuse me, Fang, I'm going to have a word with him.
Oh? To Beryl? Why?
I trust you, but I don't trust him. I asked you not to go.
So just a way to die, isn't it? To my knowledge, Kane is just pure medicine intent. Yeah, pretty much.
I thought the prince was gonna call for you any minute now.
I'm sure I'll have enough time to clear the air with him first.
Just some proto rolls to bed.
For all.
Yeah, I think she's fallen asleep.
While you're waiting, stay put.
As you wish.
Yeah, they don't know he's there. This is true.
And then you can go rest.
All right.
But yeah, they would not react well. They would probably try to evacuate.
A message from Caius. Need you downstairs. Urgent
Yeah?
issue. Bad timing. I'm going to have to choose. Help Caius or speak with Beryl.
No way.
Where are the holding cells then?
I don't know.
Right.
But there was like no way to know that. I'm like, how the hell did anybody know this?
Yeah.
What's gonna happen to my vessels?
There's no point in hanging around here bothering me. It's gonna take me a while.
Very well, Mr. Sheridan. Please excuse me.
Nature revealed. Vampire.
All I'm hearing tonight is Lazarus do this, Lazarus do that.
Love your description of Kane's story along with the theories of how he survived the Great Flood.
I've
Cool.
been at this for hours.
Stop complaining, you're a ghoul.
If you've got a question, take it to Ms. Bosley.
Why you got a green aura? That seems indicative of clan. If that is the case, Gangrel. To Administration 2018 Annual Financial Report at Miss Iverson's request.
Everything's gotta go.
Report provides a summary of Mr. J. Moore's annual audit of the finances and administration of Miss Iverson's domain. The data provided by a wealth manager leads us to conclude that the accounting year was balanced for this year. The absence of any substantial profit is explained in part by the investments made in development of the red salons, namely development and expansions of... Would you shut up, Abigail? I'm trying to read. The absence of any substantial profit is explained in part by the investments made in development of red salons, namely development and expansion of the red salons on Cellar Street, owned by Dr. Rich Dunham, purchase of lab equipment, refrigerated cabinets, decoration, and expansion of the bar area. That is the one that they know about. Ah, fuck. Investment in Dr. Dunham's research and external laboratory expenses, specific mortal test subjects, purchase of several real estate properties for the expansion of the red salon chain.
Everything's gotta go.
Another portion of the profits was transferred to the Hartford charity to support thaumaturgy research, as stipulated in the pre-unification agreements. Mr. J. Moore reported that in July he had requested a detailed account of the expenses incurred, which appears to have corrected some of the occasional excesses in the estimates. In this respect, we would like to emphasise that given his success in protecting our interests, it is strongly recommended that Mr. J. Moore's personal protection be maintained for the coming year. Mr. J. Moore's recommendations for 2019. Expansion of the real estate portfolio in the neighbourhoods adjacent to the domain. Mr. J. Moore has managed to convince about 30 owners to stagger their acquisition throughout the year. The projected investment is $60 million with an actual value of $82 million. Development of the Red Salons, continued investment in Dr. Dunham's research, but with the establishment of a financial administrator in the person of Mr. Underwood to manage the financial aspect of the site. Continued funding of the Hartford Thaumaturgy request research on this subject. Mr. J. Moore recommends that unification agreements with the Hartford Chantry stipulate that this research be relocated to Boston following the signature of the agreements. In fact, he thinks it preferable to monitor the amounts involved as closely as possible. Provincetown Library, maybe some old books on the First Kindred. Boston Public Library still have some unexplored archives. Taunton Public Library, some works forbidden to the public, undetermined nature. Jefferson Library in Boston, probably some very rare thaumaturgical archives, but access is risky. Woburn Public Library, unexplored archives. Cambridge Library, 2 ancient tomes on the history of the venture in Boston. Thank you for the hydration reminder, Callie. In there at all. Checklist evening of 9 and 4. Venue reservation, okay. Venue setup, okay. Invitation sent, okay. Limo reservation, okay. Red Salon vessel seen with Dr. Dunham, okay. Servant security, okay. 2 more needed. Food for vessel and servants, check with Abby. Jet level security, Jara, okay. Shortly before she ran off.
Journey's sire, I believe, went east, as did mine.
Guest list, Unification Party 94519. Boston Court, Ms. Iverson, Miss Coates, Mr. Underwood, Ms. Drury, Ms. McAndrews, Mr. Dunham, Mr. Siaka, Mr. Leto, Mr. Bazori, Ms. Sellers, Miss Lewis, Miss Bosley, Miss Izanami, Ms. Atifa, Ms. Vanilla, Miss Metcalf, Ms. Chien, Mr. Granvald, Mr. Panici, and Mr. Sigistroiter. Harvard Chantry, Mr. Osborne, Ms. Wakefield, Mr. Samuels, Mr. Fleming, Ms. Vance, Mr. Woods, Mr. Green, Mr. Chen, Ms. Halstead. Company and guests, Miss Natalie Drummond, Mr. Jason Moore, Mr. Edouard Bohler, Mr. Elan Veum, Ms. Karen Hill, Mr. Bo Hogland, Mr. Ruben Sexton, sex. Ms. Jennifer Dupree, Miss Barbara Carr, Miss Annie Pruitt, Miss Benjamin Sager, Mr. Kevin Paul, Mr. Donald Bryan. Vessels for consumption. Ask Dr. Dunham for the full list of vessels of the Red Salon. Staff, Ms. April Bosley, Miss Abigail Nurmi, Mr. Lazarus Sheridan, Ms. Jenny Atkins, Mr. Kelton Hammondon, Mr. Frank James, Mr. Tian Wu, and Miss Emily Cottrell. I can't help but think that I've already read about that. So where, oh where, could these holding cells be? April Bosley. Nature revealed. Vampire. You don't fucking say.
If only Hazel would listen to me. Caleb, you don't come here often. Sorry, things are a little hectic here. As you can see.
What's going on?
Code Red. We're destroying all of our files. Following protocol.
You're destroying all our files?
No, not everything. Obviously. Some information needs to be saved. The rest will be a treasure trove for anyone who wants to harm us. That's what's got to disappear. It's a huge undertaking. And of course, Hazel's putting major pressure on me. I think she holds me responsible for what happened with Journey. That little bitch got me in trouble.
It's her job. She's trying to keep us from going down with the ship, no matter the cost.
I agree. And you know how much I love Hazel. But it's starting to get hard to manage. My efficiency might be the stuff of legend. But even I make mistakes. How about you? Is everything all right?
After last night, who could say that?
I mean, you know, your condition.
My condition?
You know, you're the eldest among us now.
Did she just have vitiligo, or was this vampire thing? No, she had vitiligo.
Are you worried about me, or the void I'll leave behind?
You're an essential asset for the Camarilla. You disappearing now would be one of the worst possible things that can happen to us.
Thank you, DJ, for your contribution to the One Stream Challenge.
Reliability is a virtue in
Off Game Stream Challenge.
Don't leave
Make it
us.
sound like I don't stream anymore.
That's all. For Hazel's sake.
I've got my own reasons to stay.
I was wondering, what is it like? Do you hear voices? Does it come at you all at once?
Yeah.
It's more like a feeling. A light one at first. Then it grows and grows until it becomes unbearable.
It doesn't look so unbearable for you.
I'm hanging on, but you shouldn't worry about it. You're still very young.
Listen to us. Talking about growing old, like mortals do.
Nah.
What's wrong?
Just wake up.
Oh,
Fair.
I don't know. Maybe it's just the Second Inquisition attack. You're the only person here who doesn't seem fazed by it. London seems so far away. Now they're here. They're destroying the people we know. I really need to get back to work.
Good luck.
It's a very nice detail. The fact that how different people interact with you depends entirely on who you're playing. She was not at all civil with MM. Now it's me, which is all nice and respect. The cells be up here. There's Droid and Seika. Revans with Richard Dunham and Hilda McAndrews.
I've seen princes come and go. In the end, it always comes down to a struggle for power between the prince and their primogen. Hazel is strong, but will she last much longer? A peace agreement that put an end to a bloody revolt. Ancilla against neonates. Camarilla against anarchs.
As I know, that's still going on, the last bit.
A copy of a treatise on metal transfusion. Dijon gave it to Hazel when they first started working together.
On the London courts, how can you leaf through something that's in a display case? Based on the most recent information available, we can draw the following conclusions. Although no official census was ever attempted, at the turn of the millennium it was commonly believed there may be more than 200 vampires living in the Greater London area. The city's massive size made it relatively easy for newcomers to come and see their fortune while hiding from the court. As a deterrent, kindred who were not registered with the London court were considered to be fair game for the Scourge and other bounty hunters who could practice diablerie. Oh. This practice often deterred newcomers, as it had to come to involve in the upper echelons of the London Camarilla. Indeed, Queen Anne herself was a practitioner of diablerie. What the fuck? Wow. That's amazing. For a long time, she took every opportunity to claim the blood of the undesirables. Queen Anne was a Sabbat. Calling it now. In 2008, Malta was reported an uptick in forensic anomalies, including bodies that temporarily appeared dead. At the same time, the same report was made by a team in charge of human trafficking case. Thus, these new anatomical subjects are referred to as the infected. It is believed today that this information, which is the most recent in our position, has been cross-checked by several structures in the country, but must not have been taken seriously by Queen Anne. Wonder why. London fell the following year, as did Vienna. Nothing more was heard from them overnight. There are no kindred left to tell us what happened. Communications have been cut off since then, as they are too risky. The story of the fall of London gives us hope that mortals believe they have finished us off. Until then, the Camarilla must build an even stronger and more robust masquerade. So, do you watch Hunt the Parenting series? The series set in World Darkness like Vampire Masquerade? I have not seen it, but I am familiar with Hunter. I'm very familiar with World of Darkness in forms of the role-playing games themselves, and a lot of computer games as well, but not so much the fiction or any offshoots. Treatise on Thaumaturgy, also known as blood sorcery. This discipline combines vitae and mortal sorcery. Fucking Tremere. There are no known limits to the type of rituals created by the Tremere. Fucking Tremere. Or their field of application. We will focus here on the different branch of this science, which is not exhaustive because few can testify to the secrets of the Blood Witches. The path of blood, where the powers of vitae can be manipulated. The ritual, where thaumaturgical formulas with innumerable effects are invented and jealously guarded. That's all 2 of them. Let's try and get some sleep, have a fun stream. No problem at all, Widgren. Thanks for coming in as long as you did, and see you later. Hope you get to sleep soon.
The First Inquisition.
Oh.
The first time our supremacy was challenged.
Really sure the Sabbats challenge your supremacy a lot more than the Inquisition do. Excerpt from the history of the Boston Camarilla. The first kindred in Boston was Madeline Coventry, a Tremere elder from the Winchester Chantry. Fucking Tremere! In 1635, shortly after that, the Blue Bloods settled in the city and ruled the entire Massachusetts colony. After driving out the Thaumaturges, the Bruja, the Gangrel, and Malkav families took control of the city during the American Revolution in 1983. Sorry, 1783. Why do they just call them the Malkav, the children of Malkav? Why not just call them Malkavians? There was much confusion regarding the distribution of power, and the Tremere returned to the city and created the Boston Chantry. This was also a time when the Sabbat, active in Maine, began to attack Camarilla settlements throughout the Boston area. The Tremere Chantries of Boston and Salem competed for dominance for almost half a century before the Salem colony was overtaken by the Sabbat in 1831. The children of Malkav took advantage of the turmoil and seized power in 1825. Quentin King III became the prince of the city until his death in 2014. Having supposedly given in to the beckoning, Quentin King had to contend with the machinations of the Sabbat, the powerful Giovanni and Boston, and the British settlers who vied for his position. More than a century of secret alliances were forged to pit one group against the other, and eventually defeat them by tearing each other apart. The prince kept the Sabbat horde at bay, in part by accepting the British support of William Biltmore. A number of American vampires who were unhappy with the British presence created the Kindred Liberty to oppose colonisation, and in Hartford and New Haven, resistance was organised under the name of the Gemini League. The beckoning freed the city from the British influence, as well as from the control of the children of Malkav. But perhaps the fact that London has not been responding for several years was the reason for the British withdrawal. In any case, Miss Havel Iverson, a member of the KOL, naturally rose to the head of the domain, restoring Boston to its former glory, long tarnished by her predecessor's collaboration with London. Boston was once again American, strong and free. I'm on the first floor. Yeah, Under the Parenting is a new project by the old crew after TTS had to be put in stasis thanks to Games Workshop. As we return from Interface Lake, Master Hunter Big D, his sons Dora and Marcus, and of course Marcus's fiancée Kitten. I love it. Oh, it's Bitchface. I'm convinced that she's got something going on.
Our secret agent is back already. The soldier is on furlough.
Not for long, I'm afraid.
I want to punch your fangs out.
Undoubtedly have some new task for me.
At least she trusts you. She hardly speaks to her primogen. Even Beryl is in the dark.
He's not used to that. It'll be good for him.
I'm not going to say anything. I don't want to... I'm keeping my aces close to my chest here.
Are you still not talking?
You could say that.
Any regrets?
The fuck was that? Sounded like Sims noise.
I don't see why I would have any regrets.
That's no surprise. Personally, I find that giving a child so much power is dangerous. The problem is that you have to watch them all the time. Otherwise, they end up making a mess of things.
Okay.
But trying to influence them is pointless.
You must be subtle about it, that's all. I give Mem just enough freedom so that she doesn't completely hate me.
Oh, she hates you.
But I know exactly how to make her do whatever I want. Do you really think you'll have time to embrace Fang?
What do you mean?
Well, with all the elders gone, who knows who'll be next?
That's not something I'm willing to discuss with you.
Suit yourself.
No, excuse me, I have to go.
I'm only an ancilla. Jesus Christ, everyone thinks that I'm going to be leaving. I'm just a fucking ancilla. Jesus Christ.
It's one amongst them.
I'm an ancilla. Got a few generations before I need to start worrying about that. Oh wait, I forgot this is V5. They don't follow the proper rules. They make their own up. Ooh. I have no idea what this room is, but it's nice. Group fucking by the size of that. If the actions in that organisation we used to belong to are anything to go by, that's all vampires do in their spare time.
My favorite part is the thrill of the approach just before the bite.
No, the best part is after, when you can still feel the contact as it slowly fades away.
Yes, Cape. Safe zone.
What a night.
Some old coins.
Any news here?
Everyone is stressed out. I've never seen anything like it.
Ghoul.
They're all talking in hushed voices.
Zufang, that's
They barely
ghoul.
dare to look at each other.
People and their moods. I'm not interested in that.
I saw them take one of Jason Moore's bodyguards below. To question him, I imagine. That could be of interest to you. Say, how are things with the girl?
Excuse me.
It's Zufang, right?
And there's where the game tells you about the holding cells.
Okay.
Wonder if ancillary neonates like to get their suits from the same family. The family shop gets the same customer generation to generation. We're being run by the Giovanni.
Yes, things are fine.
She seems worried.
Don't worry about her.
Oop.
Do you think you'll embrace her soon?
As soon as possible, once the prince gives me permission.
You met Fang at MIT, didn't you?
I first discovered her by reading one of her articles.
What does she write?
She studies the blue economy.
To each his own. I don't even know what that means.
It's about hope. A hope of making up for centuries of exploitation.
Since when are you concerned about that?
Since I saw Beryl poison our kind.
Blood or money? I've never embraced anyone.
How come?
The story of my life, and my unlife. I have no progeny, mortal or otherwise.
By choice?
Yes, and no. When things weren't so strict, I could have asked, but I didn't have anyone in mind. Not like you and Fang. Now it's too late, as I've clearly been made to understand.
Maybe you'll get another chance.
Oh, you mean that after the SI's done with us, our overpopulation problem will be solved?
I didn't mean it like that.
But still. Be that as it may, I hope the prince will allow you to do it.
Thank you for the hydration, Ronnie Kelly.
I hope last night isn't weighing on you too heavily.
I'm all right.
The prince won't base her decision on just that. You've already proven your worth, Mr. Bazori.
We'll see about that. I'd better be going.
See
Creepy
you.
if they did. Okay, so that's where I've been before. Okay. So I came in.
does a body good.
There's the other safe zone.
Back already.
It's a pleasure and an honor, ma'am.
Don't go far. I might need to avail myself of your services later.
Who are you?
Hello, Mr. Vizori. You'll excuse me if I'm not in my usual state to greet you.
Do I know you?
I know you. I'm Himiko, the Shibari mistress.
Oh my! Oh, it's not focusing.
I'm sorry, but I don't recall meeting you.
You wouldn't say that if you enjoyed my services. If I'm still here, it's due to a fortunate misunderstanding. A certain Leisha mistook me for someone else.
The prince was looking for her child.
I hope she won't be angry with me.
Why were you invited to the party?
My presence is generally appreciated during this sort of event. Some guests need help relaxing. Shall I give you my card?
Yeah, why not?
Sure.
Who knows when you need someone to be tied up?
That's not the last thing that will surprise you. Your injuries are impressive.
Those hunters have no mercy. I hope you'll never cross paths with them.
I'll be going now.
Trade gained unexpected pleasure. What the fuck did I do? What shame is there in embracing your desires? Games dominate discipline will have a better chance of success. Unreliable agent. Your actions draw too much attention to yourself and others, or are you just inept? You won't impress any of your peers with a reputation like this. As for keeping a low profile with mortals, suspicion value 18 out of 100. What the fuck? First slate. The beast is sated. Yes. Hey, hello, and welcome. Nom nom nom.
It's never been this quiet here.
Huh. So basically, Malk is a horny fool who's bad at their job. Fair. I've been streaming for nearly 3 years. I think that's pretty obvious by now. Yes. I'm a horny fool who's very bad at my job. I'm being purposely ignored by Capius. Yes, because I haven't fed him. And you want to know why I haven't fed you? Because it's not dinner time yet. Did I go down here? No, I didn't. Or did I? Yeah, I did. Because, you know, there's the fuck room. I just then went up there, because that's just the opposite side to where the other one is. Oh no, I came down there, just now went through those doors. Fine. I really don't give a shit about Beryl. I probably should give more of a shit about him, because I have a feeling that he's involved somehow. And again, I'm just prepared for everyone to be involved. So she said down below. That makes me think it's in the basement level, but all that is just the other guy.
Locked door that way.
Thank you for hydration reminder. I don't recall there being one. Oh yeah, there is, but it's like, it's an elevator. It looks like an elevator in April's room. So unless being told about it, you know, unlocks it as an option now, and that's actually the one. You would have thought, you know, she'd be the one who'd tell me about it rather than... No. No, very much not. Oh, back out there? No, because the door's there and then it goes up. That's it. It goes up, and then this goes out to here. There's that door that I just went through as well. That's back to the main rotunda, and that's outside. No. Yes, Cape? Meow to you too. That's like it could be a door, but it's not. Yes, Cape? Security HQ, I suppose. Because in fairness, that would be where the housing cells are. Good God, Caleb looks pale in this.
We're waiting for Mr. Leto's signal. Until then, if you have any questions, save 'em. Got it?
No problem.
Great. Servants and their loose lips.
I want to report on his activities pronto. I don't like the sound of that at all. Oh, there you are. Follow me, please. We'll speak in private.
Interview room.
Is waiting to be questioned. If you go see her, don't go easy on her. If you ask me, there's not much more you'll be able to get out of this retainer besides blood. But go ahead.
How are you? I'm alright.
Mr. Bazori, are you here to lead me to the slaughterhouse?
If I wanted you dead...
I'm afraid you're only delaying the inevitable.
Who do you take orders from?
There's no way of knowing. I just follow orders. Normally I get my instructions through messages. They're not signed.
Normally? Do you do this often?
Yes, I'm often sent out into the field to do your dirty work. Protect your masquerade. Keep an eye on your interests. I'm your grim lackey. But we're not so different, you and I.
You deliberately sabotaged my undertaking. You got in my way. You're nothing like me. You never will be.
Only one of us could succeed last night, and my orders came from on high.
Mine did as well. Straight from the prince's mouth.
We can play this game for hours if you want, but I'm not sure it'll really do you any good. We are clearly working for opposing interests.
And?
All I can say is, you don't know to send for a high-caliber cleaner like me if you're not somebody important.
Primogene Council.
Important?
Yeah, it's flimsy, I know. But not even I know who's behind it. And you only have your kindred friends to blame for that.
Did anyone question you?
No. I was brought here, and now I wait.
Thank you for your contribution to the Live Game Stream Challenge.
So dire that a lowly servant isn't high on their list of priorities.
Indeed. I already gave my report to the prince. They know what to expect from you.
I was just following orders. Business as usual. Even if that won't make the slightest difference.
You were serving our enemies' interests. That stops now.
She's definitely dead. She includes all the prince. Yep.
All Lahane.
One more thing.
What?
What have you heard from the outside? Everyone's lips seem sealed since I got here. Do they at least know who hit us?
The Second Inquisition.
Really? Who'd have thought the great Hazel Iverson would be driven out by Kyne?
Show some respect for your prince in the few hours that remain to you.
She's gonna get flayed. She's gonna get fucking flayed. Hello, Mr. Man.
James, isn't it? Jason Moore's bodyguard.
Yes, Mr. Bazori.
I've got some questions for you.
I've already answered so many questions.
Not for me, you haven't.
You weren't with Moore yesterday. You went against standing orders.
No, he sent me to his office.
Why?
I was supposed to pick up some files. He was being really weird, like he was stalling for time.
You were supposed to bring him here, weren't you?
Yeah, but he said he had to get some documents from his place, and then he sent me to his office. At the time, I didn't think too much of it, but looking back on it, he was really doing everything he could not to leave with us.
You should have been more attentive. What happened once you got to his office?
I had a hard time finding what he wanted. He wasn't very clear about where I'd be able to find some specific invoices.
You lost precious time. You weren't his hand servant.
When I came back, the police had the whole place roped off, so I came straight here. And since then, I've done nothing but answer questions and wait.
Excuse me.
How naive. Moore was at the party. So were you.
Yeah, I don't like to talk about it.
I'm here to help you. And to help you, I need to know what happened. I need you.
Okay. Okay. When we got there, Moore was stressed out.
Why?
He was waiting for Mr. Underwood. He kept asking for him. He had invited him to the party, I guess. Moore was in a hurry to see him.
What about the attack?
It was fast and bloody. I'd never seen anything like it.
Thank you, County, for your commentary to the Wild Games Stream Challenge.
Surgical precision. It's a miracle we made it out of there.
I don't believe in miracles.
It was like they knew exactly where to shoot. Like they had specified targets.
And you weren't the targets.
At best, collateral damage.
How lucky. I don't know how anyone could have made it out of there. Those guys weren't amateurs.
We lost a number of people. We're still searching.
Good luck.
Do you know what's going to happen next?
I have no idea. Nobody's telling me anything. Do you know?
The Prince will determine your fate. When she has time.
I'm not a high priority, am I?
I wouldn't be in a hurry if I were you.
You're most definitely not a high priority.
Please.
I'm not the one who needs to hear it. I must leave you.
I get the feeling I'll be staying here a long time.
Yeah, but at least you're not going to be dead.
I hope they'll let me go soon.
Do feel somewhat bad for him, yeah. He just, you know, he got duped.
Now's not the time for mistakes. We're going to wipe this server soon.
To do, migration of servers 23B to 27C, meeting with Team 2 on new protocols, urgent change passwords, okay. Notes, interrupt transfer at 12:53. I checked the logs and didn't understand what's wrong. A conflict with the firewall, we'll try something else. Shit, I need Miss Lee to his authorization. Call them back. Still don't receive the processors.
Looks like everything
4965. What's that going to be the access to?
Now's not the time for mistakes.
Meow.
Jean wanted to warn us about the Hartford Chantry's favorite rituals. He doesn't trust Deneb Osborne.
Who does?
A list of ingredients and side effects.
Remember, 4965. It's a code to something here.
This is the first time we've worked together. I'm big on discipline.
Sends a clear report on the evolution of mortal world demography. Once again, all indicators are positive regarding the global population. It has doubled since the last census, which is a major bright spot. However, it should be noted that this concerns maybe the megalopolises. They're starting to be monitored or even reversed by the end of a millennium. We also report another important issue that needs to be closely observed: the quality of mortals, which is starting to decline despite the trend towards organic and natural consumption. Living casual recently, the social and economic imbalances do not allow us to reverse the tendency, or the decline in quality of our mortals. Also, we note a quantitatively satisfactory state of our resources at the expense of its quality.
Could this night get any worse?
Blood tests from the Red Salon. She always said she preferred paper to digital.
Mr. Leto seems worried.
That looks like the key to a safe.
Yoink. Meow to you too, Cape. 10-year report on mortal evolution and environmental degradation. Pollution and environmental degradation are some of the major problems currently plaguing the planet. These scourges are caused by a variety of factors and that adversely impact the basic functions of the ecosystem and thus the sustainability of life, resources and mortal existence. These environmental problems, especially global warming, are currently very worrying for the future of the planet and consequently on the maintenance of a satisfactory qualitative level of our blood supply. Several phenomena are responsible for this degradation and pollution of the environment. Overpopulation. It presents a danger for the environment because the increase of the population requires more buildings, more food, which involves deforestation, as well as overexploitation and pollution of the land. And the light just went out.
Where's Miss Drory?
You able to turn that back on, my love? Well, there's the food alarm for the cats, so I'll be right back while I go and feed them. Back in a sec.
No problem.
Could this night get any worse?
The one who was doing surveillance on the Roxbury bunch?
No, doesn't ring a bell.
You all look alike. This is the first time we've worked together. I'm big on discipline.
No problem.
Where's Miss Drory?
could this night get any worse? Weren't you the one who was doing surveillance on the Roxbury bunch?
No, doesn't ring a bell.
You all look alike. This is the first time we've worked together. I'm big on discipline.
No problem.
Okay, I return. Sorry about that. Judge, how did you hear about your warrant? Defendant, my mother-in-law ran a background check on me.
Where's Miss Drury?
Fair? Excuse me. Production of polluting waste. The detritus and waste produced by humans are a major cause of environmental degradation. It comes from intensive and unreasonable production of chemical products. This waste from industrial activities, factories and hospitals is a source of toxic emissions. Large-scale production is also a threat to the environment because it leads to air, water and soil pollution and has all direct effect on human, animal and plant health. See? If you ever feel bad and unwanted in this world, just know that vampires want you to be the best person you can so they can eat you.
Where's Miss Drury?
I've got a code and I've got a key. I get a feeling that they're probably both things in here. Don't mind me. Mr. Leto?
Can we get this over with quickly?
No. I'm being nosy. Consult. From Ann Edison to me. Subject, September 22nd, 2019. Subject, unauthorized transmission. It's still too early to say. I wasn't able to decrypt it. Want to know everything about it? Should we be worried? The reunification party is coming up. Didn't say you asked me to keep an eye on the transmission. I just set to an unauthorized one. Oh. Oh. You recall correctly, there's different prints of the Masquerade for every city to even know the name of the city. Yeah, it's Boston. Miss Drury, I picked up a signal that appears to be unauthorized outbound call. Can you come see me as soon as possible so I can give you the details? Okay. Do you try to access my computer? No, I can't imagine anyone being able to hack into your computer since you change your password every 3 days. Besides, I thought you preferred handwritten notes. It's not something I'm willing to joke about. Tears always in short supply there. Yeah, it's always their fault. My prince, I've just received a message indicating the reunification party has been attacked. Should I trigger the code red? Code red. All to go to the near safe house. Also summon MM Louise, Gedda, Banzroy, and Leisha. Have you heard from Millie? I think she was already there. Unfortunately, we have no contact with anyone who was at the party. Ms. Joy was also there. The code red alert has been sent. Dear Mr. Leto, your password has been changed in accordance with the protocol. New one is at the back of my workbook. PS, I still need new processors to replace the defective ones. Ah. We could... But I need to find that safe as well. That's fine.
You wanted to see me?
Happy to see you, Caleb. We don't usually let anybody down here, but I can bend the rules for you.
To what do I owe this honor?
I need you. Something's come up. On the night of the attack, someone sent a message to an unauthorized recipient.
Just found that out via your laptop.
Is that a problem?
Could be a major one. Not a lot of people can do that, you know.
Who could have done that?
That's precisely the question I want you to answer. Caleb, I need your help. I get the feeling that it's all connected. It's too huge to be a coincidence.
Do you suspect anyone in particular?
Jara Drory.
What you're telling me is extremely serious. I hope you have proof.
If I did, do you think I'd be asking for your help? But I wouldn't accuse her unless I had serious doubts. Think it through carefully. For starters, she's one of the few who knows how the system works.
She'd be able to cover her tracks, wouldn't she?
Maybe. But maybe she made a mistake.
According to our intel,
And Nosferatu, my favorites. They are awesome.
She was caught in her own trap. Anyways, nothing concrete. Just a hunch, if you want to call it that. In my place, under the current circumstances, I can't really go poking my nose in her business.
And I can.
Nobody will bother you. I'm not asking for much. Just take a look in Jara's room to see if you can
A very
find
well done
anything
Nosferatu.
that ties her to any of this. And if you could do it quickly.
Why?
Because I'm
Well, at least he
about
has a nose
to
to poke in
release
at all.
a ton of
Jesus.
data. It's the Code Red protocol. And since Jara vanished, the Prince wants her personal data to disappear along with her. That doesn't give us much time. You in?
Alright.
I could maybe go and take a look around.
Great. I found
Without tea, they wouldn't be
a key to
British.
her room. Take it.
It was British before tea.
It's our last chance to recover the data from Jara Drory's computer before everything disappears for good. Just insert this thumb drive and it will download everything I need. If she betrayed us, I'll know.
Fine. I'll go see what I can find.
Thanks.
Dorian, hello, welcome.
One last
Sits down with nudes. Someone's been lucky in their inbox.
You could keep this just between you and me.
Fine.
And don't come back to see me here. It's supposed to be sealed. It'll look suspicious. I'll send in an engineer after you. Give him the drive when you're done, but don't tell him anything. We have to keep this between us.
As you wish.
And this is why that dude's head of security, and this is why you get Nosferatu to deal with your security. I like the guy, to be honest. Same do I. He's creepy, but he's actually a nice guy. And he's, you know, he's under a mountain of stress. And he's trying to do his best. Code Red, there's been a massacre of our kind. There's people trying to hunt us down. I was like, oh well, shit. I guess I'm a bit fucked. Ugh. Need to be sure I'm going to be going to the right way around. It's hug from all this. George Rory. I was going the right way then. Use the key. Security level 5. Jesus Christ. I mean, it's fitting for what it is. Read. Jara, I would have to like to give you this bond that you've been waiting for so long, but I can't bring myself to condemn you to my situation. But don't be afraid, I will never abandon you, Jara, never. We're bound together forever. We are one since that first night, that first instance. Nothing ever keeps us apart, I promise. K. That's why. It's all the liaison. It's that sense the aura. Although that's red, and Leto's aura is not red. I've seen exactly one person around here who has a red aura.
Let's see if Caius was right.
It was Lahane.
Jara has always been wary of new technology.
2, 3, what? Where are you? The time has come. Password is arrival. Oh, he's in chat hell. We can see why Jack's saying chatting with. Yeah. Weekly Coast Protection Reports 2019. Subject Mr. Jason Moore. July week 1 report submitted by Mr. Wu. A CR night visit from Mr. Table Iverson accompanied by Delson Coates on Tuesday. July week 2 result by Mr. James. Wife and child went to Costa Rica for 2 weeks. Night visit for Mr. Beryl Underwood on Thursday. July week 3 night for Mr. Beryl Underwood 2 times. Tuesday and Thursday. July week 4. Reports my family came home. August week 1, Mr. Moore wants a little more privacy. August week 2, wife and child went to Costa Rica for 1 week. Night visit for Mr. Beryl Underwood on Friday. Week 3, Mrs. Moore left again the day after she got back from Costa Rica. The child is upset. Mr. Moore's trouble concentrating. Week 4, the subject misbits experiencing a conjugal dispute. It's hard to juggle a con. Inspect.
Jara always was old-fashioned. Whatever's in this box must be important.
So I've got half of that clue. To be fair, it says 2, 3 right, and no one will be stupid enough to go 1, 2, 3 if they were doing a pass or something. No one. So I'm just going to say, it's probably going to be left 1, right 2, right 3. Password is arrival. Set by consult. From Caius to me, right. Mrs. Drury, I've already told you about my need to investigate the Quincy Market case. I know that you disagree with my theory, but an aborted attack on the prince is not to be taken lightly. Can you please reconsider your position? Caius, never have anything without new evidence. If you have any, please send it to me, and not on the computer. You know how I feel about them. As you wish. It's more annoying I had to use my goddamn phone because, Fluffy destroyed the computer. She's a bastard. Shit. Sorry to hear that. Then there's that. Conversation with Hazel Iverson. I didn't order my computer to be searched. You don't have a moment like this. What good am I to you if you don't trust me? Jara, if someone is trying to search your computer, believe me, the order didn't come from me. I have every confidence in you, and I urge you to have the same confidence in me. Finally, in the future, I would appreciate if you not make such sweeping accusations without proof. If you have any concerns, please come and speak to me. Sincerely yours, the Prince. I rely on myself to protect what needs to be protected, and I have my own ways of keeping myself safe from undue curiosity. Secure Sophia. It's precisely 10 PM. I'm heading to the party and leaving Caius Leto in charge. In a procedure, let everyone know. Have a good night. Jory. Secure transmissions. New codes. Well, if I've got 2 and 3, and if it's a 3 thing, then it's got to be easy to work out. No.
Jara was conducting her own investigation. There is no way Caius would be expecting that.
Go to conversation September 4, 2019 at 9:30 PM. Here, Corvus, use the old code. Most recent one has been compromised. That's a good idea to keep codes to myself. Alternate procedure. And time of last contact, 7:07 PM. Duration, 2 minutes 27 seconds. Anything to report? They are overconfident, become lax on security. Of course, the Prince wants to increase the surveillance of the port. Don't have all the details, but it could complicate your transfers. Is that the best you could do? Thank you, I'll pass the word on to the teams. I'm still waiting on your last shipment of files. I'm waiting on it, it'll be coming soon. In that case, Aquila out. And a conversation. This looks like a test to see if the identification work without the code. Why? I need more information.
It appears Caius was wrong. He and Jara may have been looking for the same individual.
Oh, bot bugging.
Take less than a minute.
That's a nice touch. It's actually still doing the loading thing whilst I'm away from it. That's sort of weird.
Jara has always been wary of new technology.
Big graphic glitch there.
I hope Caius will be able to use what's on this thumb drive. I think that's everything. Now it's Caius's turn.
Hello, Mr. Vizori. Mr. Leto asked me to wait until you were done. He also told me you'd have something for me.
Here it is. Give it to him, and him alone.
And don't ask any questions. I get it. Are you done here?
You may proceed.
Thanks.
I hope Caius knows what he's doing. Hazel is probably ready to see me now. I won't make her wait.
Or will I? Give a hydration reminder, DJ. Give me to that. The Prince's office. Prince.
The Prince is ready to see you now.
What the fuck? Let's go.
Great.
Which is neck.
Caleb,
My prince.
we were expecting you.
How may I be of service to you this time?
One thing at a time.
Because the app is shitty, I may still be in chat. I'll be like,
situation has
no, you're still there.
The money is gone. The accounts have been emptied.
What? That's impossible.
Only Jason Moore could have transferred the money. The situation is dire.
Moore would never have done it on his own. He would never have dared.
I agree. It's much too bold a move for him. And that's what concerns me the most. Someone used him to attack us. Someone who was extremely well prepared.
It's not the Hartford Chantry, it's not the Anarchs. I think it's either someone in the Camarilla or it's maybe they're not kindred. So it's either that or the Second Inquisition. I don't think the Second Inquisition care about money though. They don't see money as being a way to attack kindred. I'm gonna say it's someone inside the Camarilla because they know how much that works.
One of our own.
That's what I think. It's the most plausible explanation.
If there's a traitor among us, I'll have their head.
One thing at a time. I'll take care of the traitor, personally.
No, your sheriff will.
Failure is a luxury we will
That
soon
big
be
dude.
unable to afford. If you have nothing more to say,
This is why you have a
we can
gangrel
move on to
sheriff,
the
for
reason I
him to
sent
pull people's heads off.
What did you think about Richard Dunham's file?
Money that should be going to me seems to go missing whenever he touches it. Richard is far too important to me. I can't afford
Did you know that time, Spur? So that you might be going fucking no problem at all. Eat. That's coming as long as you did, and see you later.
Show him my disappointment.
Did you read Jara Drory's file?
I wish I'd never seen it.
There's too much I despise in it.
She never mentioned she was monitoring the Primogen's finances. Or this, Catapotis. What on earth is it?
I've got no idea.
It doesn't add up. It seemed important to her.
But she's not here to shed any light on it. I'm listening.
I've asked for your presence here because I have a new mission for you. Delsin was able to track down the men who attacked us.
It wasn't easy, but it was impossible for them to disappear without leaving a trace after what they did yesterday.
Where are they hiding?
Long Island.
Yes, of course. An abandoned facility just off the coast. An old fort. It's the ideal place for a secret base.
And certainly much more. Who knows what they're up to out there?
How is it we didn't notice a thing?
They have abundant resources, and we're short on eyes.
It doesn't matter. We'll find the people responsible for the situation later. Our most pressing issue is preventing them from striking us again.
How?
You're going to go there and kill their leader.
Of course. Don't question it, though. You're a good venture. Don't question it.
As I've said before, you can count on me.
Good. That's what I was hoping you'd say. When the time comes, I won't forget to reward those who've been loyal to me.
I won't let you down. What's the plan?
They evacuated the bodies from the site of the party, which is how we were able to pick up their trail.
There's a small, nondescript warehouse at Jeffrey's Point. As far as we can tell, their transfers from Boston to Long Island are made by boat. To avoid drawing attention to themselves, they've chosen to employ only small craft. There are bodies packed in the warehouse waiting to be shipped over. Do you get the picture?
You want me to disguise myself as a body to be evacuated?
Exactly. All you have to do is stop simulating your vital functions for a few hours.
It's risky.
It's risky, but it's now or never. We might never get another opportunity. We have to try.
The last transfer is probably going to take place tonight. After that, there's no way of knowing when we'll get another chance.
I need to know the details.
Let us worry about getting you into the warehouse. We've made all the preparations. You won't have to worry about a thing until you get to Long Island.
Lie down, become slave, dressing way, I hope to lie down hopes. Hopefully.
We know where they are. Why go through their warehouse?
Charging into Long Island blind would be far too risky.
And with a traitor in our midst, I'd rather keep this to a small circle of trusted people, to avoid any other unpleasant surprises.
And after that?
Once you're on the island, you'll be in uncharted territory. You'll be on your own.
Who is my target?
Walter Stanford.
He's the head of the Boston Task Force. He's part of what they call the Society of Leopold.
Someone else will take his place.
No need for you to worry about that for the time being. Your mission is to eliminate Stanford, and that's all.
That's the dude who saw through your obfuscate, wasn't it, Callie? Yeah, great. Sending one vampire against a fucking hunter. Yeah, that's gonna go well. No, not just any hunter. A hunter who has enough power to use true faith and see through vampiric obfuscate. This guy ain't small fry. This guy ain't. He's just no. Send your sheriff. Send the big angry death blender you've got on your side.
No, this one's fine.
Or I could just say, well, I'll just make contacts with the anarchs and tell them this guy pissed on their shoes. Let the anarchs deal with it. Or even better, find the Sabbat, tell the Sabbat there's an island full of elders, that's where the Camarilla are hiding all the elders. Bam. And to get wiped.
What do we know about this Stanford?
Not much. They're very careful. He was sent from the Vatican, and he brought other fanatics with him. If he's here, it means that Rome has faith in him, and that can't be good for us.
He's got to be taken out.
What's the Vatican getting out of all this?
Your guess is as good as mine. But it seems that the kind are trying to get a better understanding of us in order to hunt us more effectively. These priests have been our enemies for ages. They have knowledge.
Putting an end to them is crucial. We must keep our enemies from unifying their strength.
I don't wish to be the bearer of ill tidings, but what if I fail? Do you have a backup plan?
Caleb, you won't fail. You're our only hope. We place all our trust in you to complete this essential mission.
There's no room for error, Bizori.
In other words, you haven't thought of a backup plan.
Aren't you worried someone will tip off the SI? There's still a traitor among us.
The traitors, my department. You need to strike quickly, and don't let anyone know of your plans. We can't take the slightest risk.
All right. I've heard enough.
Very well. Then you should get going. We've already lost enough time.
Very well. My prince.
Scene 5 overview. Oh, unexpected pleasure up to task 10% enter dominate tie. You agreed to help Caius Leto. You discover more secrets about Judge Roy than you came for. You question Jason Moore's murder in the court's interrogation room. You question Jason Moore's bodyguard in the interrogation room. 180 XP. You could have decided to convert your child Beryl Underwood about his inappropriate interest in Zoo Fang. I can have her. I don't give a fuck. Hey, MM. It's not a bad one. Here's more my social bunny. I'm gonna go with security and celerity 2. Yeah. God, this bit of the interface was definitely made for mouse. So we've got 75 XP. Maybe I'm going to up my persuasion. And I think my psychology as well. That'll do, yeah. I can't afford anything more. I actually can. I can get another physical. Yeah, why not then? Apply.
I'm guessing you tipped Bizori off to the traitor?
Yes.
Any news?
Nothing since Richard's report. My city is in danger. Everything I've built, all the dreams I've invested, That Judas is a threat to everything.
Not for long. You'll bounce back.
Yes. Congratulations on your negotiations with the Chantry. Our agreement with Hartford is crucial.
I'm guessing that the prince ripped your ass out about this one.
I almost didn't make it out. I could have ended up a guinea pig in their strange experiments.
Don't be ridiculous. We would have realized you'd gone missing soon enough. I would have sent someone to get you.
Oh.
That's enough brooding. That's not why I brought you here. I have a new favor to ask of you.
What a surprise.
About what I told you earlier concerning Delson and Long Island. I've got a plan.
Oh, I know that look. Hazel.
This is the best moment to strike.
That sounds like the definition of rushing into things.
MM's plan B.
But we have no choice. Delson?
We need to blind them from the inside. They know too much about it. We have to change that.
I'm guessing Leisha's going to be plan C.
To hit them with a surprise attack from within their compound.
I wish that person luck.
It's you.
That's way out of my league.
Hazel's not asking for your opinion.
I wish that person luck. It's you.
With Hartford. We need your skill sets for such a risky and vital task.
That's precisely what's got me on edge.
It's your chance to prove to the court once and for all that you deserve a place on the council, MM. After this, you'll be untouchable.
I sure hope so. All right. How do I get on this island? By boat?
I doubt it. Coastline's under surveillance.
That's literally
what... swim across. All right. What then?
Kaya's wrote a program that can help us. If you can upload it into their system, it'll corrupt all the data they've got in their database. Their systems, the archives.
I hope you bring a waterproof bag.
Allowing us to cover our tracks.
It's our best shot at making it through this. You'll just have to insert it into a computer that's on their network. That's absolutely essential. Any questions?
Am I allowed to take a partner? I'd feel a lot better about this if I had someone covering my back.
I understand, but that's not possible. We're already taking a risk by sending a person in to infiltrate their hideout.
Got it. Your plan sounds pretty old school. There's no way to do that remotely?
We've tried, but Leto's agents weren't able to breach their security. Their network's too highly protected. That's why we need you.
I see. So...
feel like I'm being sent to the slaughterhouse.
You want me to infiltrate the enemy base alone? The same enemies who just slaughtered half the camp.
Quit whining. You can have help.
Oh,
quit whining.
Really?
Your task will not be easy. You'll need a diversion while you sabotage their system. A raid near their base, for example.
That could work. Who will you send?
I refuse to sacrifice any more of our people. So we might as well send in the riffraff. The Anarchs could do the job.
Oh, great.
Come again?
You heard me.
Thanks for the hydration, Manny. Quit your whinging.
Convince them to go
whinging.
to Long Island.
You're trying to thin their herd.
I'm balancing the scales, that's all.
They can't stand us. They'll never agree to fight for us. Let alone on their own without us.
They don't have to know they'll be alone. Lead them to believe our forces will join up with them. The SI is a threat to the entire city. They're just as concerned as we are.
Send someone else to negotiate. A real emissary.
No one else knows the Anarchs as well as you do.
Ooh.
They go to your clubs, don't they?
Ooh.
They know who you are. They know they can trust you.
I barely know them. I see a couple of them once in a while, but that's it. We're not exactly friends.
You're still in the best position to negotiate with them.
Yeah.
Fine, what's next?
Right then. Let's say I agree.
You don't have a choice, but I'll humor you.
How am I supposed to go about it? I can't just go chasing down every Anarch I know to ask for their help.
There's only one Anarch that counts. They're Baron.
Yes.
Randall Thane?
That's right. He's in charge of the various Anarch gangs in the region. I don't know where he is right now. You'll need to use your network.
I've got an idea of who I can ask. What can I use as leverage if they try to negotiate?
Money, favors. Offer them whatever seems useful.
All right.
One more thing. Don't tell anyone about your task. Not even your sire.
Especially not your
The
sire.
council poking their noses into this.
Don't let me know.
That will be all. I'm counting on you, MM. Be careful, and good luck.
I'm gonna need it.
Leave the call and go see the Boston Anarchs. That's gonna be wonderful.
I was also sent to the Boston
There you
Anarchs.
are.
It was not a happy conversation.
I'm sorry I wasn't here to meet you when you got back. I was busy.
Everyone's got their
Okay.
priorities, I guess. It's not like I've been waiting for hours.
Oh, please. You're always asking for more space. You're going to complain about me giving you space now?
I'm sorry I hoped for a little bit of support from you.
You haven't asked for any since you threw me out of your life.
Excuse me? What are you talking about? We never...
Broke up? It's been 30 years, Amem.
What? I don't remember.
Come on. I get the feeling we need to clear up.
But didn't find all the memories.
Yeah.
Yep.
Come on. Tell me what's going on.
The Warlocks. I knew their library would leave a mark. They fucked with my head.
So, if I understand
Look at
right,
him.
Oh yeah, I know.
no memory of our breakup.
None whatsoever. I really thought that we... I mean... You know.
He was
There's a
ready
reason
for
the
it.
Warlocks
Oh, yeah.
have a bad reputation.
And you said it's been 30 years?
More or less.
That seems like forever. And then again, the blink of an eye for us.
Believe me, it's been a long 30 years.
No, don't tell her about the memories. Do not tell her that you lost your memories. Don't. No. No.
I've
No,
got
no, 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 no. It's bad.
I need to take some time to process all of this. The prince is sending me out on another
What
task.
lost memories?
I can't screw
I don't
up.
remember losing any memories.
What kind of task?
I don't remember
Sorry,
these memories
but
you're
I can't
talking
talk
about.
about it.
You must be the one with the
Hazel made
lost
that
memories.
exceedingly clear. If she thinks things are better like that, I believe her.
For God's sake, Amem, I'm your sire. You should trust me, not that snake in the grass.
Personally, I've never had anything bad to say about Hazel.
Unlike me. Is that it? You'd be singing a different tune if you
Back
knew
there.
what I know.
If I knew what?
Nothing. You wouldn't believe me anyways.
You just want him to go running after it.
I do.
Fine. I'll just make your life miserable until you spill the beans.
Seriously?
You know how stubborn I can be when I want something.
Hazel's a smart woman. She knows what she needs to do to get what she wants. And she wants you.
That's going too far.
You think it's an honor, but you should really be worried. Hazel never does anything she's not sure she'll benefit from, which means she's got ways to make you bend to her will.
I'm not even sorry about doing this.
Her secrets
KPS
from you,
fetch.
safe behind her herald. Tonight could be your last chance to discover them.
He wasn't even watching until it
Well,
until he
let's move
fell.
on. You're right. You should go get some rest. And
You're an awful dog.
we've discussed.
I feel like I
Promise
deserve a
me you'll be
beating for that.
careful.
No,
I'll try.
I yeeted Kipper. I didn't try to make KPS fetch. You're an awful dog, Kipper. Oh no. Calling us the boss out. Keep exploring the place before leaving. Take the elevator to the Emperor levels to get to the prince's apartment. Oh, that's what that is. Found out what that elevator's for.
I know what that elevator's for.
Oh, you knew already.
Yeah.
Fine.
Alcohol. Ugh. I always hated that smell.
Hands on whoever did this to me.
Safe zone found.
Look who crawled out of her den.
Himiko? Shit. I didn't recognize you.
How charming. I remember you being of the polite and charming sort.
You don't have your ropes. And it's been a long night.
Any word from your Black Rattlers?
I didn't think my clubs were worthy of your interest.
Come on. You know I love your clubs. All that diversity, it's so exotic. We should work together sometime.
Why not?
Why not? I'm sure you'd find an audience.
Fantastic. It'd be quite the change from my usual clientele. I've never rubbed elbows with the lower classes. I can't wait. If you'll excuse me, I need to go rest. I'll see you later.
Yeah, sure.
And there's the other safe room. Now I'm going in there. It's actually, the room's brighter. Is that to reflect that Caleb doesn't have Auspex and MM does? Good, so that's a really nice bit of attention to detail. Oh, if I go to April, oh, I've got to talk to April. Or I could just leave. Well, yeah, I think I'll go and investigate the print. Oh no, because then that's aligning myself with fish tits. Now we're just going to go to the Anarchs. Trying to stay on the prince's good side because, you know, we kind of fucked up the journey a little bit. A little bit. Tiny bit. Tiny bit.
I should go. Hazel gave me orders.
Leave. Yes.
The Anarchs. I hope the prince knows what she's doing.
Steve 5 overview, resource resonance bonus. All specs could discover that Beryl Underwood and Gabe's schools if they were up to something. You could have tried to discover the Britain's Boston's best kept secrets. You could discover a secret about your sire, Hilda McAndrews. Probably should have actually looked around. Oh well. Leisha, my favourite. My favourite who has got next to no XP. That's a bastard. Ooh, yeah, I'm going to take the Cloak of Concealment. I can upgrade one skill to 2, or I can upgrade Rhetoric to 2 for cheaper. Or I can do... I'll do Education and Rhetoric because I have an XP bonus. Yeah.
You can go up Princess Chip?
Nope. I was saying fuck you to bitch tits McGee, my sire.
Fair.
Leisha's not having a good time.
Yep.
Color swatch for her ceiling, strangely brown. And the color of her entire room, strangely brown.
Halsey?
Yes, Mom. I'm here.
It's just gonna have to be a stream title now, strangely brown. Polarized. Polarized. See, the mirror's reflecting her fairly well. So it's either it's a proximity thing, or the Ventru don't reflect properly.
How many hours have I spent sitting in this armchair for my therapy sessions?
Archive Confidential Report 1978, March 6th. Unknown origin, 30 members of the court came in suddenly collected. They were panelled for several minutes. Quentin King, our principal for investigation. Oh, we already know this one. So that's second floppy disk. Examine.
Only Richard would still use that.
Consult. Floppy disk 1. Floppy. Ms. Iverson, as per your request, Mr. Underwood came to the Red Salon to carry out a review in view of collaboration with the Hartford Tremere. We can confirm that production could triple if you expand operations into our basement. I think it would be wise to create a reserve and allocate only 1/3 of our production to Hartford. We'll also provide a temperature-controlled storage area for this purpose. As for your more practical questions, please do not include the formulas I have been able to work out in your dealings. Mr. Underwood also feels that we need to keep them secret in order to keep them advantage in this agreement. We both feel that convincing them to send Tremere to Boston to perform the blood stabilization tests would be a better alternative. As for an industrialization production of more than 400 units per week, I prefer to err on the side of caution. I am able to produce everything alone in my laboratory. Aiming for more at the start would require a move, and would surely get us noticed by our suppliers of raw materials. I hope to have provided you with the missing information for your discussions on this agreement, which, in addition to the giant step forward that will make for possible science, will undoubtedly be the dawn of a new Boston under your reign. Floppy 2.
What is he talking about?
Dear Mrs. Iverson, I'm unfortunately not in a position to respond favourably to your request. I'm on the verge of a breakthrough and I'm not able to ensure there's success with my research while providing appropriate treatment for Leisha. With all due respect, I cannot consent to her release from the Institute. It's much too soon and would seriously hinder her progress. Furthermore, I'm sure that I need not remind you, even if you were to allow her to join us earlier, there is no question of oversoliciting her gifts. We know where that leads. Sincerely yours, Dr. Dunham. I think he wants to control us. 'Cause he's a dickbag. Close those. Oh. Okay, talking Halsey is exiting. That's not exiting.
Richard always liked masks. Like all children of Malkov.
Yes, because our discipline includes Mask of 1,000 Faces.
Hey, Pumpkin. What are you looking at?
The picture.
Her neck snapped.
Scary.
Come now. There's nothing to be afraid of. You're not going to be afraid of a couple paintings now, are you?
No. But...
Yes, I know. It's Richard. He was angry, but he wasn't angry with you. You know...
I don't think he is. He doesn't like me following you around.
Yes, but it's because he worries you'll get hurt. Pumpkin, there are much more serious things going on right now.
Those people who put us into boxes.
Yes, them. But don't be scared. Mommy's here.
I know.
I won't let anyone hurt you. Ever.
There you are.
Where have you been?
I've been looking for you since I got back, but...
The prince hasn't given me a moment's rest since I returned.
I won't hide the fact that I was happy that you were the one to... well...
That I informed them about the Second Inquisition. Yes, I can imagine.
Are you still angry that Hazel let me out? Don't you think there are more pressing issues here?
See? I told you so.
That's enough. I'm not venting frustration. Can't you see that? You're confusing a wounded ego with my professional concerns.
I appreciate you worrying.
Thank you, Torian, for your contribution to the Love Game Stream Challenge.
By the faith that you place in Hazel, and I have good reason to be. She didn't follow your treatment protocol. Usually, I give you your treatment when you awaken. You're not stable, Leisha.
Enough with that already.
You failed miserably with the mission the Prince gave you. That's proof of
What do you mean failed miserably?
What do you mean?
You didn't bring Miley back to the Prince, for starters.
What?
You slipped up.
What?
What do you mean? I was sure that...
You'll become more and more overwhelmed by your visions and your hallucinations. All this because she's afraid. Hazel has become dependent on you.
I think he might be gaslighting.
I was just about to say that sounds like gaslighting.
Don't you think you're blowing things a bit out of proportion? Dependent on me?
On your visions, of course. Don't you understand? She didn't bring them up.
She did mention them in passing.
She needs your premonitions to help her anticipate the future, to try to influence the course of events.
Wait a second. I don't see how my visions can help her.
Nor do I. Our visions are nothing more than possible metaphorical futures.
Excuse me?
Pardon me. Dropping the professional jargon, you only see things that could possibly happen.
But then why are they so important to her if nothing is certain?
Perhaps
He
she
said
wants to see if
we.
it's still possible to change the course of events.
But they're never very specific.
He was speaking the collective about visions, and then when she calls on, switch back to you.
Is that she's kept me distanced from you a few times to seek your help. Often you didn't have any precise memory of what transpired, or only partially remembered it.
I'm starting to regret pulling that steak out.
Manipulating my memory?
It would be the best way for her to keep your visions for herself, but I can't be sure of it. Here's a dose of your treatment. Take it immediately.
This will rid me of my premonitions. Is that it?
I don't have time to break this to you gently. I have to go straight to the point.
What are you talking about?
Leisha, Halsey isn't real.
What?
It's not true, is it?
You're the only one who sees her.
No.
Our family has a gift for seeing things.
No, Halsey is my daughter.
In your mind. It's always difficult to pull you away from her. That's why I try to treat you as soon as you awaken, to keep Halsey from reappearing.
He's lying, Mom! He hates me!
You're either lying or you're wrong. I don't know which, but it's not true.
Leisha.
But Hazel sees her.
When your hallucinations increase, your premonitions do too. They become more specific and more reliable. And that's what the Prince wants. But you grow increasingly catatonic. Halsey starts to take over.
No! I don't want you to leave me!
Enough! Shut up, both of you!
It's just you and me, Leisha.
Oh, no.
This man wants to be the only promotion dude.
He's
Pretty much.
a liar! It's not true!
Dickhead.
I regret having to inflict this terrible shock on you, each and every time.
Every time?
Leisha, the Prince wants to see you. Immediately.
Yes, of course. Just a minute.
I'm not supposed to be here. I should have left for the Red Salon already.
Why? No, you can't just leave like that. I have too many questions.
Hazel doesn't like to wait.
We'll have time. Go now. Obey the prince, Leisha. Stay where it's safe, and above all, drink.
There. I'm coming.
Hey, Steven, my
Leisha, I wanted to thank both of you for...
The prince sees me. See, Mom? Richard's a liar.
Are you all right, Leisha? You seem...
Quit pretending.
Come now, Leisha. What's wrong?
You've been pretending to see Halsey since the very beginning. Why did you lie to me?
Lie to you? I didn't lie to you. Halsey is part of you, and I accept you just the way you are. That's all.
Yep. A good prince knows how to deal with a Malkavian. So if a Malkavian is personifying their beast as a daughter, the prince says, cool, cool. This is clearly you're bringing your daughter on. Cool. No worries about this whatsoever. No. I'm just going to trust her.
I hope it's true.
I told you, Leisha. You're the only person I can trust.
Prince has no idea how to deal with the Malkavian. Oh god, this prince actually does.
One another. Now
Hazel does know how to deal with the Malkavian.
I sent for you.
It's the sire, Dr. Dunham. He's manipulating, gaslighting Leisha.
It's not as simple as that. I don't choose when they happen.
Mom, listen to me.
Yes, sweetie. What is it?
There's no point.
I went Prince the Purple Fox.
Swan will lose its head in 2 days.
In fairness, Prince doesn't know how to deal with putting on a shirt.
What's going on? Leisha, is Halsey speaking to you? What is she saying?
Halsey sees a swan. It'll lose its head in 2 days. But that could mean a lot of things.
It's not very clear, you mean?
Nothing's ever certain, and...
Of course. There's got to be a way to shuffle things. There must. Not after everything I've done. I won't believe it.
Hazel,
Please leave. I need to think.
As you wish. Damn it. I don't know who to believe anymore. Richard or Hazel.
Option C, neither.
I'll be a good girl, I promise.
Nope.
So, we're inseparable? Like 2 peas in a pod?
Yes. Like 2 peas in a pod.
Trait gains difficult parent.
Mom? What's wrong?
Snap Halsey takes the butcher's in. That's possible. You can't stab your own beast. You can't. That's just stabbing yourself and getting angry about it. It took ages to be able to see up into that window. Is that what short people see all the time? Callie, is that what it's for you?
Mom?
Yes.
That was worrying.
It's just... I need to talk to Richard, Pumpkin.
No.
You overgrown iguana.
It's not just you.
At least I'm fully grown.
My memory. He has to explain this. I want to understand.
All right. As long as we're together.
DJ, how the fuck you? I'm fully grown. You don't look it. Are you scared now? You should be. Scene 5 complete. Okay. Oh, it is difficult, patient. Blind 30, the next experience cost from any knowledge. Oh! Ooh, that's good. You chose to listen to the Prince and stay with Halsey, Resonance Bones, dominate. Ooh, 150 experience. Ooh. I wonder if it would have been a failure alternative to taking the drugs. Oh, it would have been an alternative. You can't get a game over in this as far as I see. It's just telling the story differently. So you got leg gel so far. Scene 6. Is that 6, 7, and 8, or is that just 6? It's got to be. Yeah, because we had when they were all clustered together, that was scene 1, then 2, 3, 4 separately, then all together there's 5. So this will be 6, 7, and 8. See, the more successes, the more likely you are to get the true ending. It depends. It's like it's branching less. It's less getting the true ending and more getting the ending that the story you're telling is going towards. So it's more like it's closer to Detroit Become Human than say Nier Automata. So we have a choice: Anarch Domain, MM, Long Island Galeb, or Red Salon Leisure. With the threat identified at last, the time has come to strike back. Hazel Iverson has devised a driving plan to outsmart the mortals. MM is sent to parley with the Boston Anarchs in order to negotiate a false alliance. She'll need their help if she hopes to survive on Long Island. Galeb infiltrates the base on Long Island disguised as a corpse. His assignment is crucial. He must not eliminate the head of the Society of St. Leopold in Boston and Walter Stanford. Alright. So you haven't picked a path to go for?
Yes.
Alright.
I don't remember. Either way, I don't remember, so I'm
Okay. There she goes to Richard's blood bar, the Red Salon, where she hopes to find him. She seeks answers to her questions about her identity, her past, and her daughter. All endings are true, which at least likely spares you from a really shittily written specific ending. Yeah. I mean, the game so far is written incredibly well. Like, not just the fact that the makers know the setting and actually bother to read it more than the opening paragraphs. It's more like a safer fucking Werewolf the Apocalypse one. Oh. God, even playing through 2 more times to get platinum. Oh. God, that was annoying. Like that calendar. Leg. Gel. And then it'll be Eggle afterwards. So actually, no. No, the earlier... So, timeline-wise, it goes Leisha, Galeb, MM. Whereas we saw on the other one, the timeline was Leisha, MM, Galeb. So I think we're going with timeline order. So we're going to go for Leisha. Can I please spend my XP before going in, please? Because that was the end of scene 5, starting another scene. Maybe, pleasey, please. Yes. So I get minus 30 XP cost on a knowledge. So that's either education 2 for free or deduction for 30. I'm taking deduction for 30. And I'm going to take a mental point, I think, as well. And education for 30. Yes. Yes. Can I do dominate? I can buy dominate too. +1 to my dominate. Fuck it. There we go. Red Salon, 9 PM.
I get the feeling I've been here before.
'Cause you probably have.
Sorry, we're closed. Olacia! I'm so sorry, I didn't recognize you.
I have to see Richard.
It's kind of a bad time. There's a code red and...
I know.
Still in the basement. I need you to take care of it when you're finished here.
No problem.
And if you see Wyatt, tell him I'm looking for him.
All right. If I see Wyatt, I'll tell him.
So, bearing in mind that I've got like 20 minutes or so left, I'm going to stop there. I'm going to call an early end to it so that next week we'll be going straight into a scene fresh rather than getting caught up in some details and then trying to see if I get a checkpoint or not. But yeah, I think that's where I'm going to, if I end it there. So yeah, that's been Vampire the Masquerade Swansong for today. So thank you very much for coming along and for all your support. It's all greatly appreciated in whatever way you've chosen to show it. Special shout outs. Next stream from me is going to be tomorrow at 1 AM GMT, which is 8 PM EST, where at a deviation from the schedule I will be going with Genshin Impact because I've got stuff to do on it, and yeah, and because I have a house guest there, I'm thinking I'll do something different, or I might do art. I'm decided yet. If I'm feeling up to doing art, I'll do art. If I'm not feeling up to art, I'll do Genshin Impact. So we'll see. We'll see what mood I'm in tomorrow and go from there. Oh, God. Apparently I'm tired. But yeah, so thank you all very much again for coming along, for your support. And until next time, I hope you have a good rest of your day, a good evening, a good night, a good morning, or a good afternoon, whatever the time is for you. Till then, though, stay safe, stay amazing, and see you later. Bye.